Good evening, everybody, and welcome finally to episode 33 of Malt Magic Campaign 2. We had a few tech gremlins in the background to go and sort out, but we are here, we are live, we are ready to play some D&D. So thank you for being with us. Let's very quickly run down my usual thank yous and shout outs. I'm going to try not to keep coughing down the mic tonight. I will do my very best. We're slowly getting there, folks, slowly getting there. So if you see me go very quiet and duck off to the side, it's because I'm just dying in a corner. But don't worry about it. So my usual shout-outs and thank yous go to Incarnate, Albo Radio, and Dungeon Alchemist for all things virtual tabletop and mapping. And then a big shout-out to Hero Forge for all things sort of character visuals, NPC visuals. Lots of updates on that platform every week, which I have a lot of fun with and waste a lot of my time just building random NPCs, which we may or may not ever see. And then there's D&D Beyond for all things D&D. So I think, was it a new book landed last week or the week before? But either way, if anybody's ever played The Lost Mines of Phandelver, there's a whole new thing you can do in Phandalin now, so go and enjoy that. There is then, of course, the DM's tools that I use in the background. So Kassoon, 5e Magic Shop, 2 Minutes Tools, the Thieves Guild, and World Anvil. What a mouthful. For all the musical tracks and sound effects you hear, they are courtesy of Tabletop Audio or BattleBards. Be sure to go and check out version 2 of BattleBards, which is well and truly out of the beta phase now. Very, very cool. A lot easier to use than version 1, I'll be very honest about that one. So yes, go and check them out. And once again, a huge thank you to both Homie and the Dude and the Eldritch Press. Bodhi is here once again with us from Homie and the Dude to continue Edgius's journey alongside Jewel and Lex. And then, of course, a big thank you to the Eldritch Press as well, and Fletch for that second digital copy of Into the Veil, which we will give away tonight to one lucky viewer, hopefully. And I think if we don't get rid of it tonight, I am potentially going to do something either on, or for the podcast listeners, or on Discord. So that brings me on to my next point, which is our social media channels, and I will start with Discord tonight. If you're not on the Discord server, please go check it out. I spent some time over the weekend streamlining it a little bit, giving it a few updates. I've done away with the subscriber section, and it's now just a follower and subscriber section, so you can just go and get all your goodies there, from campaign 1 and 2 theories and spoilers to fan art to homebrews. Loads of stuff to go and do on the Discord server, and hopefully we will be doing more with that. At some point I'm going to start to do the Inktober stuff. I'm already 2 days late and have missed both days doing both things, so I will have a day where I do 3 in one go. But yes, we will post them on the social media channels. I may, if I have time, may stream some of that art. We will see if I can get set up ready to do that. But yes, please follow all the social media channels in order to check that out and see the finished results, and just see what's going on in the world of Malta Magic. We are more scheduled than we have ever been with our social media stuff. So yes, follow us on Twitter or X, Instagram or Threads. Hopefully you'll hear with us on Twitch. And then if you want to catch the past episodes, I've already mentioned it, but please go listen to the podcast or check out the YouTube channel, where you can catch all of the past episodes of Campaign 2, you can catch the whole of Campaign 1, all of our one-shots, and the Witches and Wildlights mini-series, or two-shot we shall call it, which was my very quick take on the first part of Witches and Wildlights. Yes, I don't know, I'll forget the name of the book now. Wild Beyond the Witchlight, there we go. My brain just disappeared out of my skull. So, that being said, while I go and try and get myself in some semblance of order to DM a campaign tonight, there will be most certainly adult language and adult humour. You have been warned. Let's roll. Hello.
Is anybody there?
Yo.
We are all here. Danny, you look like you sat slightly lower down today. I don't know if it's just the camera angle or what, but...
No, my chair had actually dropped a little bit.
I was going to say. I don't know if you just shrunk in a wash or something, mate. Very good. Let's go down the lineup before we descend into chaos. So I am Matt. I'm a dungeon master. I'm also playing the sidekick character of Callum and whatever form Cog decides to come out into tonight. Yes, that's me.
I'm Dave, and I'm playing Jewel of Shadows, the female Tabaxi rogue.
And I am Danny, who plays the lovable Lex Ordo, your UNT sorcerer.
What is up? I am Bodhi, and I am playing Edgiest Bones. And holy shit, I had a note here that said Cog is a dick, and I just remembered what it was about. There we go.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the fact that we heard about that. You know, I was just, how do we talk about that bloody chest that he can open, and he's nicked something else? What did he nick? Was it the flower? I can't remember.
It's Edgius's crystal.
He nicked my stone.
Yes.
He nicked my crystal. We've got to just catch him in the act, slim bastard.
Well, that being said, last week we continued our battle with the Woodwoads, hence the title of last week's episode, which was Forest Foes and Woodwoads. That was thanks to our amazing social media masters' lyrical, I can't think of an alliteration. Yeah. In smashing that title out of the park. And what was originally a panicked battle changed very quickly into a bossed battle, as you guys just absolutely knocked out of the park. There was me expecting at least one person to go down. Nobody went down.
Fully waiting
we were all
for
good.
it. We all knew who we were all thinking about as well.
Yep, 100%. So you all continued that battle, defeated the Woodwoads, and it was at that point that an otherworldly force just descended out of a beam of moonlight and introduced herself as... I can't remember, because my brain's just died. Nimue. I got it. That was the question of last week as well, so I should have remembered that one, really. The DM is very tired. Very tired. But yes, and she introduced herself as the Moonlit Enchantress and the keeper of the Whispering Glade, and the one who was responsible for the moonflowers. And you bartered with her and made a deal of sorts. She would give you one of the flowers, and Edgius, you were given some seeds to go and plant in the true material plane rather than this mirror plane, if you like, that's we had disappeared into. Following that, then, you exited out back into the Whispering Glade on the material plane, back to those stone circles, still with the flower in hand, and also the seeds, which you chose not to plant in that moment, but decided to ask the Fae around what needed to be done, where the other items could be found. And Callum, in a true dickhead moment, forgot to warn you and give you instruction about how to interact with the Fae. Deals were struck, information was swapped, but you eventually found out where you could get, or that you were eventually told that you would get the Morning Dew. And there was an indication around where you could go to get the final item. That information was also gathered by Jewel, who spent some time, for the first time, reaching out to the Watcher and getting some information from them. So there was a lot of new gods and new powers in the world that were explored last session. You have decided that in the morning, hopefully, having collected this Morning Dew infused with laughter, that you will then head west to Dryad's Gate, the capital city of the Drymerian region. And so, my friends, this is where we begin tonight's episode, as we have bedded down for the evening. And of course there was that little snippet after you had all gone to sleep, with Cog taking something which is extra planar in nature and hiding it in a little chest. So we wake up in the morning fully rested, fully refreshed, and as you wake up, it is that moment where the sun just lifts over the horizon and you can see the golden glow. You can't see the sun itself because you are within the canopy of the trees, but you can see that golden glow. And as the four of you almost simultaneously open your eyes and rub the sleep out of your eyes, I need a perception check at disadvantage from every one of you, please. Callum included.
Oh,
Straight away.
4.
That didn't sound good. 4?
15.
15?
22.
Fucking hell.
Ooh.
Nice.
Edgy is not
Rolled an
asleep.
18. Rolled an 18 and a 19.
Get out. Okay, Callum got a big fat... Why can I not see perception?
Cock.
Oh, a big fat 5. There we go. So,
I know where I thought I was going.
excuse me. So Callum and Lex, the both of you just sort of sit up and rub your eyes and just a bit... Ugh. Well, what a day. Edgius and Jewel, however, as you wake up and sort of open your eyes, you almost catch this glance of a dancing fawn, or satyr, depending on your educational background, I guess, and the sound of laughter dancing around the glade around you before it just wisps away.
And Edges is just gonna like start pointing at where he thinks it was.
Joel instead is going to start looking around for whatever we're looking
Dew?
for. Yeah, it was a dewing. Yeah, but no, it was. So what was it? Dew.
Infused with laughter in the morning.
Well, I suppose we need to find a way to collect the dew. Should we do that
What?
on the
Didn't
flower?
we have to do something with laughter, darling?
Yes.
Did you not see the laughing
There was
like
yes, there was some sort of creature.
beast
laughing.
creature? No,
No.
Edges,
don't
you heard it as well.
Waking
I
up to
saw
do
it. I heard it. I was present for it, and I have a third thing that I wanted to say. What the fuck is dew, and how does one find or retrieve such a thing? Anyone?
It is the mist,
it's like
the
the
water
water that
on
collects
on the grass.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the dampness you feel in the morning, and I don't mean when you wet yourself, but just the dampness of the grass and plants around you.
Sorry,
As
you
you-
saw a creature. Was it? Well, we were told we would get our gift this morning. Maybe it was dropping it off, delivering it. Maybe.
Well, it was over there. And as it just says this, he pulls out a little black notebook from his pocket and opens it to the page where there's a free space and writes the word Jew down and just a little explanation, along with, as you can see on the page, many other words with lots of other explanations that he's been keeping for himself, and tucks it into his pocket. Here, let's go take a look. And he'll head over to where he saw the satyr fawn thing laughing.
Okay, make me an investigation check as you wander over to that area. Or an arcana check.
Or an arcana check. Okay. Oh shit. That's a 16.
16. Arcana or investigation?
Investigation.
Investigation. Okay, as you look around and you see the area where this fawn, this satyr, had danced around and then seemingly disappeared, you can see the beads of dew on the blades of grass and the foliage in the area. And there's a slight purplish hue to the water.
Does anyone know when you put laughter into things, what color it turns them?
No, this is my first rodeo in that regard. I'm not quite sure. Have you found something that looks out of the ordinary?
The water's purple, shimmery purple. Some might call it purple rain. I don't know.
Well played.
Sorry, I had to. I don't know. Does anyone have a receptacle, a vial, or glass, or something that we could scrape along the edge of the grass and collect some of this purple laughter dew?
Just trying to remember.
Because I do not.
I'm just trying to remember if any of us recently used a potion of healing.
Yes,
I have a.
Lex did. Lex poured one on Edgius during the fight with the what's it called? Tree people.
I have a silver jug I can fucking speak. I have a silver jug in my bag. If we could collect it in that, do you think that would
I've got this vial of holy water, which I'm never going to use, so I'm happy to empty that out, and we can use that.
I feel like
good.
I just get a weird feeling. I don't know why, Callum. The fact that you've had it this long kind of gives me the impression that you should probably keep it a little bit longer for some obscure reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It's going back in the bag.
And can you put some trousers on, Callum? Fuck's sake, dude. Every fucking time.
What is it? What is it with the trouser situation? It's nothing nobody's...
Well, you're the one that keeps taking them off.
Nothing nobody's not seen before. Nothing anybody hasn't seen before.
It's just, it's becoming, like a recurring, it's all good. Never. So, here, I'm going to try and scoop with this, and I'm going to pull out one of my daggers, the ornate copper dagger that I found, and try and, scrape some of the dew onto there to then pour into someone's receptacle.
Which sounds sinister in itself, but...
I will just scrape it in, and if I can, pour it straight in. Yeah.
So you managed to get some beads of the dew onto the edge of the blade, and then, whatever vial or empty potion bottle that somebody's, I imagine, has quickly rinsed out with some water, you then just drop as much as you can get in. And there's probably about a centimetre of this dew that you managed to collect in the bottom of this vial now before you put the stopper back in. And you can see that there is this purplish glow to the dew as it all collects and swirls around, and the more you swirl it, the more it glows.
Yeah. I don't think we should mess with it too much. Should we just put it in the bag?
Yeah, maybe let's stop shaking it. Also, I assume the vial is glass. Is it worth wrapping it in something? As it seems that we seem to get jumped out here by fucking portals and big cat dog things and freaky frog dudes. So I feel like we could probably do with wrapping it up, keeping it safe.
I'm thinking about it, and you'll see Lex thinking he's got loads of shit in his bag of holding that could potentially clang together and smash, but it doesn't. So it'd be like, I don't think that's how the bag works. I think you put it in, it's like a pocket dimension, and then just think about what you want and you grab it, so they won't smash together.
Hey! I've never played with that kind of wizardry. Floop.
Your hand falls off with it and it's gone.
Leave a finger attached, just in case.
Very good.
So, now what? Quick question. If we hold the flower and the dew to, near one another, do you think that will, it just seems like surely we need to combine these things in some way. We can't just go, back to your portal and, rub them on it, I assume.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. and then I'll get the vial and the flower out of the bag, and kind of, when you go to put two magnets together to see what happens.
Yep.
I'll do that.
Okay. You bring them together. Nothing.
Yeah, I think we might need to mix them in a bowl, maybe.
Yeah, maybe a what do they call it? A pestle and mortar, or one of those grindy
like,
things.
Yeah, for herbs and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should.
Damn it! I had a pipe. I had a pipe tobacco grinder just a few weeks back that I lost after a raucous show down at the Filthy Lion in Eleanor. And man, that would have been just perfect. Well, hey, we'll pick something up along the way. Has everyone got all their shit before we make our way out of here?
I just need to meditate before we set off, if that's okay.
What I'm liking about this is I'm never going to have to come up with a tavern name again.
Aegeus has played in every single one of them, so even
Well,
the
that's true,
ones
yeah.
that aren't there.
Very good.
Before I forget, just for our day's travels, I will cast Aid on the three of us at 3rd level, so we get our 10 hit points back. Max it.
Hell yeah, I love that.
Very good.
Because we'll probably need them in 5 minutes.
Yeah, right.
And then I'll take myself off to do my meditation. With a 19.
Persuasion check.
So we've got
19,
we've got
you
straight
are.
edge, straight edge ledge. Straight edge ledge?
Straight edge ledge.
Straight edge ledge.
All right, I want to see some claret on
Have
the
some more
pavement.
of that, mate.
I imagine while Lex is meditating, Jules, Callum, and Aegeus are kind of stood around the embers of the fire, sipping whatever this world's version of coffee is, just having awkward water cooler talk. It's good weather today, at least. That's nice.
Jewel
It's
is
not
definitely
raining.
trying some of a herbal style tea from that water, but with some of the dew also inside the tea.
Ooh, love it.
Knowing that it probably makes no odds.
Make me an Arcana check, please.
Sweet.
Oh, shit.
Arcana is absolute crap. It is that crap that it was a natural 1 for a 3.
Roll me a D100, please.
Beautiful.
Oh, God. Fuck
That's what
me.
I like to hear. The grog dice says 97.
97. Shit,
Okay.
corruption.
That's definitely
Okay,
the
as
bracket
you
that nothing happens.
Drop
It's
some
all
of the dew into your drink and sort of swirl it around and sip it. This very faint, almost perfect with the music we've got on in the background right now, this faint ethereal music, you just begin to hear it around you for about a minute with each sip, and then it just dissipates.
After sort of 10, 20 seconds, we'll look up at the group and say, yes, we definitely have the right stuff. This is definitely magical. It's quite nice though.
The tea that Callum brewed? You're
There's a dew.
loving it that much? Oh, you put some of the dew
I've been told
in
I
your
make
tea.
a mean tea.
You do make a mean tea, Callum. It is very nice. But yes, I am pretty sure that your tea would not make me hear ethereal music.
That sounds very fey.
Yes.
I'm
so
not hearing
I-
anything. Yeah.
Yes, so, well, at least we get an, confirmation. It is nice.
Well, Lex, you finished.
It took me longer than usual. It's quite hard to concentrate with all the shit small talk I could hear in the background, but I'm finished now.
Well, it's going to be a fine day, I can tell. Shall we, be on our way?
We have a long way to go. I think so.
Very good. Well, if the
Or we
sun's
go through
there,
any-
we need to head west, which will be little help here, folks.
It is that way,
right,
Callum.
right.
It's that way.
Thank you. Let's
18
follow
on
Jewel,
survival.
shall we?
got
Nice.
18
So
on survival.
Lex just walks off fucking westerly
the human
direction. He's just
compass.
gone.
As Lex walked, the same direction that Jewel was pointing, or a different direction as well?
I'm gonna say the same direction. As much as I want to instill chaos, they walk in the same direction. We'll be here all night.
Amazing.
Very good.
It was
Follow
bad
on.
enough when
So
we
you
were
pack up
trying to
camp.
work out how to get silently across the city, and it took us an hour. So let's just not try. Okay?
So, you begin your journey west, and yet again, as you enter into the Drymerian forest, you can see the sun. Callum brings out his familiar, who streaks up into the sky, that white eagle, and you continue to use sort of their skills. Cog probably flutters around as well. But the forest is hard going. It is difficult terrain as such. Which, thinking about it, because it's difficult terrain, would make you at a slow pace. I just need to redo my maths.
While doing
Why
that,
don't we
I'm
get that
going
longer?
to check.
Motherfucker.
It will take longer. It will add a day and a
Is there
half to your
any,
journey.
major cities or settlements between here and Dryad's Gate? Or is it just forest and mountain?
Not that I'm aware.
I've never seen any on my route, though. I usually take a path and don't just kind of forge my own way through the trees. So not that
Yeah.
I know of either. Callum?
But as I say, I hail from the Far East. I don't spend a lot of time in the Drymerian region.
I mean, that is not to say that there is small villages along the area. If you think of the west of Dryad's Gate, there are a number of villages. It cannot just be to the west. So, if there are small villages such as mine, then they will be around. But they were few and far between where the resources were plentiful. So yes, not always going to just be in the middle of nowhere. We try to stick to if they have something useful in the mountain or in the rivers, those sort of things. We may come
Excellent.
across some evidence of some of these. We'll have to keep an eye out.
Yeah, should
And
we
as
take
you-
a formation? Should we go like a couple of the, watch our backs a little bit, like diamond formation or some shit?
We could do, but
Yeah. That's a good strategy.
I think in this tough terrain, we should certainly keep a couple of paces from each other, but close enough to help one another if we need to. So we are not clumped if there is an issue, but yes, we are not miles apart.
Sweet. Start fanning out a little bit.
I'm
but not
sure I
too
had
much.
someone
Just
saying
remember, if
something
we want-
along the lines of daylight spacings. Something, I don't know.
They're like, yeah. Yep.
And,
Yeah.
and if we just remember, if we do hit a settlement, it's not our cover story, I suppose. It is our story. We're going to go with we are the Planar Detective Agency. We're on a mission. We're on a case. Makes us seem more legit, more official. People might take us more seriously and be less hostile.
Yes, in fact, that is a good point. The next
Have you
time
all been drinking? Even I'm fucking up my words now. What was in that Jew? Jesus. Jesus, who's Jesus?
I do not want Jesus Jew, I have to be honest. The next time
By the gods.
we stop, perhaps a little white lie might be in order. I have some parchment, and perhaps we should, I should forge some paperwork like we are on this mission from the elders of Mostacy. I am hopeful it will not get back to them that we have done such a thing. However, we are on the mission
Is
for
it
them.
is it a is it a lie if we actually are on a mission
No.
from them, just
It is
without
simply
official
that
paperwork?
the piece of paper did not come from them, so I am sure between the lot of us we can come up with subtle wording that will allow us to say that it is formal. However, they did not actually write it. However, I suppose the white lie would come at the signature from whoever is authorizing it.
But how do you know what the signature looks like?
I don't, but I will make it look official.
Nice. I like that. Official's good.
Again, we simply need to flash it if needed. We do not want to hand it over and let them. So we would just be like, here it is. We need to give this because we are moving on. That type of thing.
Jesus is a carpenter cleric who did magic things when he died. Thank you, JK. Jesus is now canon.
I'm
Not in this world, he fucking isn't.
Jewel, I think everything you're saying is a great shout. And I think, I've been thinking, guys, last night I was thinking, after we finish this, whole portal thing and Planar Detective, you guys mentioned that you were in some sort of a murder-based debacle. And, we could maybe our second case could be, the case of the people who framed you for murder. Or maybe that you are murderers and I'm your next already dead victim. I don't know. But,
Aegeus, I wish you had not have said that. Now we are going to have to kill you.
Well, it's been a good run so far, guys. I've enjoyed the travel. It's been a pleasure. And Aegeus is going to then start kind of chuckling to himself.
You are quite right. We have been on the run. We could also say that we are from, we are on a mission from the magistrate. Again, they are on the run as well. So
yeah,
it is
probably not a good play.
But again, we are talking continents apart. As much as the information has travelled, we can say that we are on that line of work.
If we're going to an elven city and the elders had some elven kind among them, we might have some sway if we say we're on official business from them.
Yes.
Do you know what I would also put out, just as like as a side thought? Typically, as far as when I did detective stuff, it was, client confidentiality. So we could be like, we don't have to tell people. We can just be like, it's a very official source down from More Tasty. And we can, tell them that we can hint to it. But that way we don't even have to say it,
Well, that is also correct. But again, if we need authority and stations, and we do. So the lowly shopkeeper, then we are on secret business. We cannot disclose. With other people higher up, we will. And if they also challenge it and say that they have even contacted the elders and they have said nothing, I will go, of course they have not. Plausible deniability. What was in that tea?
I don't know, but my tongue is
me.
numb. And I don't know what's going on. I can't move my lips properly. Edgius doesn't even have lips. I mean, this just...
So,
everyone's
plausible
fumbling.
deniability is going to be how we get away from the fact that if the elders do deny it, that is how we get around it.
And if the elders deny it, then we go after them and we take their stuff. I'm not sure if it will fix a portal, but we just take their stuff.
Not sure that's a logical course of action. I am yet to be convinced on that.
I was just thinking, fuck the establishment. If they end up screwing us over, fuck the man. We'll go back and fuck them over. Like the circle of fucking each other over, how it goes.
I was told about a circle of fucking once by a previous companion, but I'm not sure that's what they meant.
Oh, Oh, but damn, Lex, I didn't know
I'm
you
not
were.
sure what they meant either.
Oh, okay.
They promised
Yeah.
to explain it to me, but I'm not sure.
Well,
Well, everybody enjoys a good circle jerk, but shall we carry on?
Sure.
yeah,
Sure.
You sound like
Sure.
you speak of experience there, Callum. Is the Fae interesting?
Is that like a ritual for the Fae? Is it?
yeah,
Like
that's
a-
how you open the
a
portals,
ritual.
isn't it?
A ritual or a pastime?
Yes, one might argue pastime. It's not something I personally have got involved in. I will caveat that. I'm
Is it something you could show us later, maybe when we head down for the
absolutely
night?
not.
Oh. Is it a Fae only thing? Oh, seems quite.
I'll explain it to you on the way, Lex.
That's it's no need to explain your minor thoughts about other people who aren't Fae, Callum. We get it. We get what you're coming from. We get it.
I like to think that we are that exuberant in this conversation. We are clashing through the forest.
Yeah.
There's
just
nothing
like-
silent about you. Just
Nothing silent
sticks,
whatsoever.
Rather
rocks.
than just running through
Yeah.
the forest,
You know,
back and forth,
yeah.
what the other.
Yeah.
My loot's hitting on things, just fucking dong as we're walking past shit.
Just breaking
It's just
branches,
metal
rubble
clanging,
falling
pots and
behind
pans.
us.
Yeah.
Somebody accidentally trips over a full-on shrub and sort of lands in a mud puddle and stands at the other side.
Birds flutter away from trees
yeah.
nearby.
We are a hunter's dream in this place.
I have the ear of a
Do
hawker.
hunters hunt in these parts? Is a weird risk.
Again, I am at the mercy of the forest. I have not been here before.
You know, for someone who's so smart and who reads a lot, Callum, you leave a lot of things. You know, I just assumed you would have, like, you've come over to this part of the world. Would you not have done research before? You seem like the research
I feel
type
like
of
you've
guy.
made a lot of assumptions here, Edius. I read a lot for one.
Definitely.
No. As I say, I hail from the east. I spent a lot of time in the Fae. I was searching for someone and ended up here.
Okay. No travel itinerary book? Travel guide? Nothing?
No, that would have been smart. Maybe we'll buy one.
Yeah.
DM, is Jewel starting to recognise? Are we close enough? Like, I know this is like a massive forest and area still, and we are kind of still many days away from there. But is it starting to look like familiar?
Make me a history check, please.
So it's not like, I was living in a green forest and this side's purple or anything, is it?
No, it's all fairly green.
Sorry, that was a what check?
That was a nature check. Sorry, history check even. Fuck
history, one of them. Cool. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. The Dryamirian forest is full of trees that look very, very similar. While you can navigate using your skills of nature and your general tracking capabilities and general trekking capabilities, trying to discern one part of the forest from another where there's no settlement or no features of note is very difficult.
Yeah, all I was is to say, is just checking that it looks like the type of forest. Yeah. These aren't
It's
great
all
great
very
redwoods
similar.
or anything.
No. It's all very similar. What I will say is that we are getting into the heart of summer now within NOF. And even as you start to get towards midday and you're traversing through the forest, it's getting stickier in here now. It's getting hot. Flies begin to buzz around and gnats, and you start to sweat under the... well, apart from Lex and Edgius, who I'm assuming do not sweat. Well, we know Lex doesn't
UNT
sweat.
do not
but
sweat.
Do not sweat, but
I
Edgius
glisten.
is just boned.
I glisten.
So Jewel and Callum essentially would be feeling the heat somewhat, and suffering as a result of that a little bit. Everybody make me... In fact, no. Jewel, roll me a d20.
7.
Very good. the day continues, and it's a long slog through this forest. Eventually you do find areas that allow you to traverse a little bit more easily. It's still not full normal terrain, but it's easier to traverse between the trees at this point, and there's sort of these natural forest paths that you follow. And the sun begins to dip over the horizon, and as it dips and darkness starts to take over, there is that evening coolness. Still a little bit sticky, but the cool that comes from the evening, and you find a little babbling stream that you can sort of camp next to, use that to sort of cool off and settle down and have a water source, and bed down for the evening. Now I'm just going to ask the question straight out. Is there anything anybody wants to do on the first night?
I will cast alarm in the 20-foot cube around us. So
Nice.
Obviously, if anybody enters that, I'll get woken up. We'll get alerted to it so we can't be ambushed.
Very good.
Oh, somebody within 1 mile of the warded area. Ooh, yeah, so if I put it as a 20-foot cube around us, so that's 1 mile of that. It's basically 1 mile of us where we're going to be camped, isn't it?
You suddenly get alerted for every squirrel.
That's what I'm worried about. So it says,
Let's just quickly look up that alarm spell.
I can choose a door or window or an area that is no larger than a 20-foot cube. It says, and then whenever a tiny...
Oh no, you have to be within 1 mile of the warded area is what it means.
Ah, for you to hear it. Right.
Oh, fucking
Yes.
hell. I can't speak and I can't read. I'm just gonna turn myself off and on again, and I'll be back in a minute.
Everybody needs a reboot tonight.
Yeah.
So you take out that tiny little bell, silver wire, and sort of spread it out in that 20-foot cube, and motion to everybody to build the camp inside this cube. Everybody beds down for the evening and takes their watches. Is there anything anybody else wishes to do?
Yeah, so with that first evening, we'd definitely sit down and start trying to write that authoritative letter. Make it look like that. And we'll start concentrating on that one. We'd probably start chatting also with Lex and Edgius about, more formal badges and stuff. But yeah, we'll start with the letter anyway.
Okay. I'm going to ask for a performance check for this, but
Cool.
because you are proficient with forgery kits, I'm going to you can add your proficiency bonus on top.
Hell yeah.
Performance. Okay.
I will be practicing with my rapier against a tree
Ooh, very
before
good.
I go to bed. My
think Callum would
pamphlet
probably go-
fold-out rapier.
Edgius, you could use a proper foe. I only have this little dagger here, but shall we spar?
God, Callum, I've been waiting for you to ask. I am so excited. Yes. Yes, I would be... this tree was definitely not attacking me back, and it was definitely probably slowing down my reaction times, if anything.
Very good. Well, let's see how adept you are with this rapier.
Beautiful. I will take a wide stance, holding it over the top of my head, almost in preparation. And Edgius is typically a very defensive fighter. He has very good footwork, good head movement. So he'll be on his back foot, weight on his back foot, ready to move and laterally pivot when need comes.
And there's a little bit of a flurry as Callum sort of darts forward with this bone-toothed dagger that he has and just sort of tries a few swipes. And you manage to parry and riposte a few and sort of sidestep and dance around. And then there's a moment where he just disappears in an icy mist and appears behind you. Make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, Callum, you saucy little minx. Right, let's get saved. Oh, let's put that in the box. That's just a flat 14.
A flat 14. Callum manages to appear behind you and just dink, taps you on the top of the head with the bone tooth dagger.
Oh, whoa! Wait, what? What did you cast?
Well, I didn't cast as such. I used a innate ability that I have, at least once a day.
I didn't even see your mouth move or your hands. That was incredible.
There's some benefits to being Fey Touch, darling.
Is it something that can be taught? I'm always looking for new skills.
I don't actually know. I know I have.
Do you like in your mind? Do you like clench real hard, like clench your mind real hard, and then just like poof?
Well, you tend to bear down a little bit, yes, and it just squirts you in a different direction. But a lot of mist and ice.
Is it like I had a friend who could do the spell called Misty Step. He would just and then just
yes, it's very similar. Yes, and pretty much exactly the same thing. It's just sort of innate.
Oh, okay. Well, if you ever work out exactly what you're doing, I'd be glad to know. But nice move. We'll call this first spar yours, and we'll pick it up again maybe tomorrow night.
Yes, there's small mercies in cheating, but I applaud your graciousness.
Oh, I don't. Look, man. When you're up against the sword, there's no fucking rules. This isn't no fucking pit fighting match. I don't expect you to stop when I tap out. This is the type of thing where if we're out in the wilderness and I don't know, a rogue, a bugbear comes out at you and tries to bite your whatever off. I would hope you would cheat your fucking way all the way to that guy's throat.
Very much so. Very much so.
Yeah. Fuck the man. Fuck the rules. And remember, this is what my mother always used to say. Rules are meant to be broken. And then she'd slap me around the head for breaking the rules. But rules are meant to be broken,
There's a lesson in there somewhere,
I would like to advocate for the rules if we're having a conversation about whether we should be broken or not.
See,
unless the
Lex is
rules
on my side.
are intentionally there to cause chaos, and then obviously there's a logical reason to disobey the rules to bring order back to.
See, Lex knows about the rule that is if there's other rules, you break the rules because that's the rule, the unifying rule. That's what you're talking about, right, Lex?
Yeah, as long you can break the rules as long as you're maintaining balance and restoring the order.
Callum gets it. Look at him. He gets it. Yeah, Callum gets it.
Sure. Yes. Very well. Yes, well, I think it's time for bed, don't you?
Yeah, good show. I just will walk backwards to his tent, avoiding Callum as he takes off his trousers for the evening, I imagine.
Callum sleeps just stark bollock naked, especially in this heat.
Legs out of the tent.
Jewel, your performance check, please.
23.
23. You managed to craft a letter that looks like it was written in the best Elvish script going. And you've written it in Elvish, having some understanding of that language. The only thing that is missing would be a seal of such, or a badge, or a stamp, which will be for another night.
Yep.
As we take our watches, we bed down for the evening, and we wake up for another day. Now, Lex, I'm assuming you are going to add aid on again for the second day for the three of you.
Does that take us up to 20 plus, or is it just reset the 10?
It goes away after 8 hours. So I have to do it every day.
Cool.
Every day. Very good. So, Danny, roll me a d20, please.
Is this for my meditation?
Well, you need to do that as well.
So this is the one you asked me for. 18.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Carry on.
And then my
Your
meditation one.
meditation.
Ooh, 13.
13. Which I believe is enough. It's a DC 10, if I remember rightly.
Cool.
You got me doubting myself now, but yes, we'll say it's enough. Because that was the most non-committal call ever. Excellent. So day 2, you again traverse the forest. At one point during sort of mid-afternoon, you pass through an area which was clearly an ancient village that's been overtaken by the forest, long abandoned, long abandoned. But even the village itself, you can see, was crafted out of not stone, but almost mud and mud brick, and built into the forest. And it's, as it was abandoned, the forest has just taken over. Excuse me. That one snuck up on me. There are no real remnants of this civilization other than just the base outlines of the buildings now, as vines and trees and shrubs and fungal growths have just overtaken. And you can see there is wildlife here, the odd sort of forest-bound snake, some spiders, birds, squirrels, rats, hedgehogs, all of those sorts of things just exist within this space, but nothing that causes you any undue concern.
There's no obvious reason as to why. You know, it's not like things are...
Make me an investigation check, please.
Yeah, you're looking for... Are things like smashed in? Are there any remnants of bodies? Is there like burnt, houses, all that type of thing? Investigation check.
Can I investigate the architecture and the like stylings? When like what era this is from, almost?
100%. I'm going to say make me a history check.
Hell yeah.
25 on the investigation check.
25 on the investigation. This place is so overgrown and long abandoned. It's difficult to find any reasons why. The most you find is a broken door as such, but it's long rotted, and only really the sort of makeshift metal hinges remain, and they do look like they've buckled, as if maybe somebody left in a hurry, but other than that, nothing.
Yeah.
Edge.
17 on the history.
It's crude, but it's very distinctly Elvin in nature.
It's very distinctly Elven nature, but it's very crude.
It's almost as if it was... So it's not the long-standing buildings you're used to from the elves. It's almost like this was an ancient settlement which was then maybe abandoned, or something that was created quickly, as opposed to the elves being able to do things like sing formations into the woods around them and the trees around them. This feels like it was almost manually crafted, as opposed to the elves' more magical touch when they do craft things.
Okay. Cool.
Is it still plenty of time for us to carry on, or would this be a good place for us to stop?
Well, it's entirely up to you. You're sort of mid-afternoon at this point.
Carry on, I think.
Okay. So you continue on the rest of your journey, and again, it gets that sticky heat edge, sorry.
I'm going to say a quick prayer there before we go. I'm just checking whether I speak Elven or not, so I could say it in Elven. Apologies, sorry. I'm just swiping through all my shit to see whether I can actually speak Elven. I cannot. Never mind. I'll just say a prayer in common. A prayer of less of like a religious prayer and more just a prayer of like, I hope whatever happened here, wasn't too bad, or the reason that these people left was for a good reason, because they wanted to move somewhere else, better horizons, that kind of thing.
Very good. So you let your positive thoughts go out into the ether. You continue for another couple of hours until again the sun dips down and that cooler air begins to filter through into the nights, and the moon now coming through the second half of its cycle, if you like, having had the full moon and now going through the other side, the other phases. There are numerous stars in the sky that you see that just cover the inky dark sky above you as you all stare up. The light of the fire not ruining the vision too much, and still being able to see this very full night sky with no real other noise pollution around here. Jewel, this probably makes you think of places you've been in the past and just makes you reminisce, but other than that, is a still and peaceful night. So again, unless there's anything anybody wishes to do, we will bed down for the evening. And
gentlemen, that as they're having their rations, which are probably getting a little low now, but they're still doable, I kind of miss going out hunting with my my little sister. She was pretty good at catching rabbits and another small fowl. She was quite good, and I've seen them darting past and everything, but I'm not quite the adept as she is at catching those small wild folk. It certainly would make for quite nice dinner, but I suppose we are not hopefully that far from the city where we can get a bit more.
Never knew you had a sister, Jewel.
Yes, younger sister. She's quite good out in the wilderness. I've been out around our village, and yes, she's better in touch with nature than I am, but definitely more of skilled at aiming at smaller creatures.
What's the age difference between you two? How much younger?
A couple of years. She's about 3.5. So yes, she wasn't quite ready to leave the village. I hope the village is okay. I know that. I know it is not, but I hope it is not too dire. So I hope they are all okay. But yes, I was just old enough to think that I could do something and leave to help. Not that I have done that much for the village.
Well, I thank you for sharing, and I know we talked about possibly circling past your village as we, once we're done with Dryad's Gate, and be happy to, go stop in. How close are you with your sibling?
I'm very close with all of my family. I only left. It was not an easy decision. Very much a village community. It was not a desire to get out or forced to leave. I wanted to leave because people were starting to get hurt. I actually lost a friend. They were afflicted by whatever was going on, and so I was determined to find the solution. It does feel bad to not be going back with the answer, but we know it is far more complicated than initially me going out and finding the perpetrator. It is much, much deeper than that. So Yes, it is. It is going to be nice to see them. My
And
sister.
I think, although you haven't gone back to your village with answers, you'll be returning, and we can let them know we're on a more, I suppose, more noble path. And your mission is actually to help all the villages.
Yes, it is was
They'll be
gratifying
proud.
to know that we are helping more than just my village. It is just a shame not to bring them the cure. Although maybe we'll find a portal near my village that needs fixing as well.
You mentioned cure. Do you know what type of thing is getting the people? Like what is it? An illness, a curse, an ailment, a disease?
It is very similar to what we were looking for with the descriptions that we saw from Malt Stacy. The corruption seems to mean that these shadows or things are seen that are not really there. People see almost they're either daydreaming or sometimes, yes, do wake up in the night hearing horrible noises, afflicted by shadows and all of the things that we have been looking for and been against. It sounded all very unusual, and I was following someone out of my village, who we believe was connected. That has brought us on the road we are on now, where we have chased shadow creatures, people who see stuff in the night, those who are dying in their sleep, people being so afraid they die of fear. It seems to all be connected. I am now believing that perhaps I should have been looking for a portal near my village. Obviously, I know that now with hindsight and with everything we know. I could be wrong. It could have been they were attempting some of their earlier magic. They could have even had a contraption similar to what we saw in Thalissa. So I don't know.
So how far out of your village, as far as you guys have documented the spread of said shadowy hallucinations and other strange occurrences now?
Well, like I said, we travelled all. Well, we met in Thalissa, which was almost another world away. It is halfway across the world. It is another continent. So that was the path I took because I was following this individual. I do not know, but I have my suspicions that it is this Meranora, that we believe to have been tracking down. One of our understanding is potentially they have some connection to Dryad's Gate as well as Malt Stacy. So I think it was from Malt Stacy the last time that they were seen was possibly Dryad's Gate. I can't remember. I can never look through my notes. But
Maybe when we get to Dryad's Gate, we can do the old split up and search for clues. Maybe me and Lex can go tackle the crystal, and maybe you and Callum can maybe go see if you can find out some information about this M. We can do 2 birds, 1 crystal, kind of situation.
We definitely could, and I think it is also wise that pretty much everywhere we have gone, we have, not everywhere we have gone, numerous places we have gone, we have had evidence of these abnormalities. So Dryad's Gate is one for us to check. We believe that them used to be there. We need to find out if there is any abnormalities. If that is the case, then we are on the right track.
Well, that's our in, isn't it? We're the Planar Detective Agency on a mission from Morstasi, hoping to see the whatever it is hasn't spread to the beautiful place of Dryad's Gate.
Yep.
With
I
the
like it.
undertone of we're looking for M. Does anybody have any word on them?
Yeah. Huh. I see what you did there. Word on them. Mm,
And
that was nice.
Not totally intentional.
we, yes, they are wanted for questioning. They are not a suspect. They are a suspect.
Maybe.
But we will not
If
say that they are a suspect. We believe they have information on the thing we are looking for.
we could say as if we're looking for them because we believe they are in danger and we want to warn them. Little do they know that the danger is actually us.
like I said,
I like that.
I think the wording will be important. They are wanted in connection with what we are looking for. Therefore, we are not explaining that we are either after them or that we believe that they are in danger. They are simply connected, which, to be fair, is all we do know. We suspect them to be a suspect. I suppose that's where that comes from. However, that is as much as we can gather.
Okay. Well,
thinking
thank you
longer
for sharing.
term, if you're going to form this little... Sorry, I shouldn't say little, that sounds very demeaning. If you're going to form this agency, this business, Dryad's Gate is not a bad place to form some... or take some property, I guess. It's fairly central.
Take how do we like take a property? You don't mean like commandeer illegally, right? You mean purchase
No,
legitimately?
I'm assuming that there will be sort of rental agreements or these sort of things that exist.
Well, I
Or at
was
least they
thinking,
existed where I came from.
Rental agreements that could be adapted.
We could put it on the Elder's tab.
Oh, I like the sound of that. But I had a thought. I mentioned my friend Gibbon the other day to you all. He's a nice guy, amazing tailor. He's got a phenomenal studio. Now,
Yeah.
I know for a fact that he has an upstairs apartment that he doesn't actually live in. He has his own place on the other side of town, but there's a kind of lofty area above his tailor shop, and I know for a fact that there's a room in his tailor shop that is, I don't know, big enough for at least 2 desks. We could maybe...
It's fake.
We could maybe... Here's what I would say. Last time I saw Gibbon, he did punch me in the face, but for good reason. He had good reason to. So as long as we come in, nice and
Was that
chill
when you
with
had
him.
a face with skin and muscle, or your face as it is now?
No, I cut his hand very badly against the cheek of my skull. It actually slices. He still has the scar, I believe, from well, I would assume. I haven't seen him since he punched me, but it looked deep enough that probably stitches, at least sutures. But yeah, we could ask. Look, all I'm saying is we could ask. It might be easier than us having to go file for a bank account and then go to the letting agents in town. I'm not sure what kind of elven letting agents exist in Dryad's Gate, but I'm sure we could work something out if need be.
Jewel, why is there a squirrel? Squirrel, get rid of the squirrel.
It's rubbing its tail on your face. Are you not even feeling that, Jewel?
Have you cast some sort of animal friendship spell? What's going on?
I didn't know you were that good with animals, Jewel.
Like I said, I am
As Jewel just eats the squirrel.
Yeah, I am quite used to actually eating these with my sister, to be honest.
I wouldn't think rodents would be your style of friend. I would have thought they would have been more prey,
I just love the
Well, my friends, this conversation is fantastic, but I expect it's just going to get hotter over the days, so I'm going to go and bed down for the evening.
As the bugs start to become quite annoying, as they start hovering in a, like in a little mass, as they start getting all in your face, I'm just going to hold my hand up and I'm just going to intermittently cast Shocking Grasp as like a bug zapper. And just get zzz. Yeah. Killing all the bugs.
I like this idea, and Callum will just Eldritch Blast. Maybe that was a bit overkill.
Yeah, there was overkill. But what I'll do, the ones that are fried and land on the floor, I'll collect them up and like just start eating them like raisins.
Was that? Did I use the correct expression, Callum? Is it Jesus? You said it earlier. I didn't. I assumed it meant something to you.
Honestly, I don't know where that came from. That was just sort of some existential crisis I had. Usually I proclaim, oh God, because there's many of them. But, who knows?
Is Jesus a friend of yours?
It's been a funny few days. Is Jesus what?
Is he a friend of yours? Is it like a Jesus kind of like pal of yours?
I did once know a Jesus, actually. Yes, I did.
Was he Fey? Like you? Touched?
Yes, indeed. He is, no, he is pure Fey. He is one of the Eladrin. Exists sort of, yes, lives in, it's called Phaliad, and yes, there's a whole Eladrin kingdom there, not too far from where the Dryad's Grove is, which is where I met my friend that you spoke to a couple of days ago, and got my powers.
The one who you did unspeakable things for, and Lex.
No.
You gave your name to.
She is very old, and it's not that sort of relationship. It's more of a almost like a motherly sort of relationship, and I've never.
That's even worse. That's even worse.
Like a step
no. We've never.
You filthy bastard. That's even worse.
Look. Fuck it, where's the ale?
I'm going to drive him mad.
So Callum just crawls into tent, bedroll, whatever, and just, oh, for fuck's sake, and falls asleep, and you have another restful evening. On the third day then, Bodhi, roll me a d20, please.
Alrighty then. That's a 3.
Excellent. You get up in the morning. Lex, please meditate. And again, aid will be cast.
12. I'm safe.
Hell yeah.
Getting close.
I love it. I'm safe. You travel for a couple of hours in the morning, and you begin to hear the sound of this, again, like a babbling stream of sorts. And Callum sort of turns around and goes, this might not be a bad idea to go and fill the water skins. As you approach closer to this stream, you just sort of hear this.
Has Jewel ever heard that before? Like, is that coming from an animal?
Make me
that she
a
recognizes?
nature check, please.
Oh no. No, definitely not. No, that's a natural 1.
Natural 1. Jules are very confused.
I'm gonna be like, that sounds like or at least, from what I've heard, that sounds like some sort of hippo crossed with, I don't know, a bird of some sort.
I simply thought that was the stream. Sometimes little, like, tiny, well, you wouldn't even call them waterfalls, but when they just, burble over the side.
You know what? That's definitely
honestly,
a better
I
guess
thought
than
Edgius
hippo
just
thing.
had gas.
Oh, Callum, where am I storing this gas, Callum?
It's really hard to meditate over here. What's going on?
Sorry, Lex. Sorry.
So,
We keep doing this to you. I'm sorry.
You said you were good. We thought you were done. Sorry, Lex. We'll keep it down. We'll keep it down.
Is there something to worry about?
stream hippo thing. We got it under control. You focus on you, buddy. Do that mental health time.
Seriously, Edgius, where's this Hippo thing come from? It is just a stream.
Look, I'm just saying, I heard that hippos make weird noises that sound like streams in a book once that I read. That's all.
I
was just
heard in a book
concerned.
once that you read.
That's exactly right. I am also very... What was that? Did you slip some of that Jew into my drink last night? Which one of you sons of bitches?
I do not think the Jew would
This
do
dwarven
anything
ale, I don't
today.
know where you got it from, but it is fantastic.
Nice. Yeah, I guess we'll go to the stream, fill water in the stream.
I'm struggling with the monster noises tonight, or the monsters, creatures. But anyway, so you go and investigate the stream, Edgius. And as you creep closer, you see 4 very large, pig-like creatures with these big tusks that curl up out of their mouths, and they are just sort of foraging around, munching on the grass and lapping at the stream. Make me an itch check, please.
Golly, those are big. Fucking hell. That's going to be a 13.
You would recognize these as giant boar. They are wild, they are very territorial, and now I need you to make me a stealth check, please.
See, I told you these aren't. I told you these are like hippos. Zed just walks out into the stream and is like, oh shit. Yeah, that roll is exactly right. Edgius, as he's talking loudly over his shoulder to Jewel, rolls a 2 for stealth.
Fantastic. And as you shout around, I told you there were hippos. All 4 of these boar just look towards you and just duck down. You can see them start to brace themselves for a charge. I am going to need everybody to roll initiative, please.
Well,
Oh,
shit. Don't worry, Lex. We got it.
Collect some
You
tokens.
just-
That's on the floor, whatever that was.
You just chill, Lex. We've got this under control.
You should just sit in there for the next 3 rounds, meditate.
Do you want the roll that was on the floor? Or do you want me to roll it again?
Roll it again.
Fuck me, dude.
Oh,
My
fuck,
dice
it's
are
worse.
doing me dirty today.
10.
Oh, I got a 10 as well. Have you got higher dex than me or not? I don't know.
No. You're a cat.
That's a very good point.
I haven't got
That'll
mine.
be me first.
13 over
So,
here.
13 for Edge. Let's very quickly roll for Callum. Ooh,
God
Callum
damn
gets
you.
a 17.
Oh, there we go.
I'm very childish and I just want to start singing When I Was a Young Warthog. But I'm
I
like,
was a young warthog.
When he was a young warthog.
Mate, Lion King, what a banger.
An absolute film. As long as we're talking animated film.
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
not the real one.
Yeah, not the one
the
with
remake.
Not the
fucking,
real
like,
one.
Beyonce and some shit like playing
No.
people.
Yeah, I didn't rate it. Seth Rogen playing Pumbaa just didn't work. Anyway, cool. Let's, before we descend into this combat then, we will take a short break, because I think that's the perfect time to do so. And then we will come back and see how we fare against 4 giant boar, with Edgius just shouting into the woods, look at these hippos! So, the question for this week, in order to win that PDF copy of Into the Veil, which is the latest Kickstarter from the Eldritch Press, will be, let me think of, because I've not pre-thought of this one. Yeah. Yes, Seth Rogen as Pumbaa. So, what was the name of the Eladrin that Callum said he had met or new from Phaliad.
Oh, dude.
Probably about as easy as I can give it you this week, folks. So there you go. What was the name of the Eladrin character that Aegeus had met in the place called Phaliad? So yes, enjoy that. Please do not miss out on that opportunity to win that PDF and get access to a copy of that Kickstarter. It is amazing. You will see the trailer during the break. But yes, we've been the Malt Magic crew. This has been part 1 of episode 33. Join us in a few minutes as we take on some giant boar. We'll be back in a few.
Hello.
Yo.
So, first things first, the giveaway. We didn't quite get there. I know Data Expunged was just there thinking, I think I've got it, but not quite. So, I am going to actually do a podcast giveaway. So what I will do for anybody that's listening to this podcast episode, I will add a question onto the Spotify podcast because I can do that. So if you're listening on Spotify, if you're listening on anything else, I apologise, I can't add questions there. But I will specifically add the question on Spotify. And if you answer that question, I will collect who's been doing that, and then I will be in touch and we will pick a winner and go from there. So I've not done that before. We'll see if it works. If it doesn't work, I'll be back next week saying, yeah, fuck it didn't work, let's go again. But we'll mix it up. Let's just fucking go with it. Who cares? Cool. But Data, thank you very much for all the interaction in chat is all I'm going to say. It's great to have some new faces here. Great to have you with us last week. Great to see you've come back as well. So thank you very much for joining us. Thank you to JK as well, because I know you've been active in chat. I know you're not here now. You've had to duck off. But very much appreciate the love and support as always. And hi, Mum, because I know you're watching in the background as well. So
Yeah! Woo!
So, good stuff. Cool. So, as we said just before we went back to the live stream, or as Danny said, let's go roast some pork, as Aegeus turns and shouts, I've found the hippos. These 4 boar look as if they are about to charge. Now, technically, Callum would be first in initiative order, but Callum's just going to look to Aegeus and say, what the fuck are you on about, darling? And that will be Callum's go.
Brilliant.
Great, thanks, Callum. You're so helpful. Who's up next? Jesus.
Funnily enough, the giant boars are, so I'm just going to label these just so we know which one's which.
I take it
we've got Akuna Matata. Akuna
Timon and Pumbaa, yeah.
Yeah. I take it that Lex is not on. Oh, Lex is over there. There we go. I can see him. I found him.
Yeah, Lex is down the bottom, just fucking
It
meditating.
makes sense that I'm last because I've only just finished meditating.
Absolutely. Cool. So, Giant Boar A then is going to charge. And then make a tusk attack. So it's going to go... Oof. Oh no, they have to move at least 20 feet. So it doesn't charge, but it's going to move there. And it's going to make a tusk attack against you, Aegeus. I need to find a tusk-like dice now, because I've got no shit in here. So, what do we think? A big metal bastard, I think, will work.
Ivory versus bone. Battle of the Ages.
16 to hit.
16 to hit. Jesus. Yeah, that's. I'm gonna reaction. Can I reaction cast shield for that? Yeah, I'll
Yes,
reaction
you can. So
cast
I have a coughing fit in
shield.
between that.
Yeah, I will do that. So that is
Very
gonna
good.
make my AC an 18. You do not hit.
Do not hit with that one, and that will be its go.
To clarify, sorry, something I know I'm out of turn here, but I don't have anything extra from Aegeus now. I'm back to my usual AC, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Good-o.
Very good. Giant Boar B then is going to go 5, 10. Just sort of look down towards this way because there's a lot of trees in the way. C is going to stay where it is. D is going to go 5, 10, 15 down to here. And we're then over to Aegeus.
Edgius, so he casts shield by like waving his hand upwards in this kind of like shadowy smoke emanating from his fingers as he strums his lute, and he's gonna be like, "Whoa, bad hippo, calm down, and I'm gonna cast sleep at 2nd level on, and I'll do it from. Oh God, wait, I need to do it. I was doing it on the screen. I'll do it from like here, where my marker is on the 20-foot radius from there.
We all do it, Bodhi.
Yeah. Cool. Right. So for sleep, it's 5d8, and I think I add another 2d8. Cool. So let me just grab all my d8s, all of my fucking d8s, basically.
Did you just drop your dice
very,
back?
very sexy there.
I just rolled all my dice onto the floor because trying to look through them was not doing me justice right now. Just didn't have time for that shit. So, so it's gonna be an extra 2d8, so 5 plus 2. Awesome. Let's have a look.
Hopefully this is also going to tell us something about their hit points, maybe? Speaking out of turn on that one?
So 10, 20. That's 34 hit points total.
34 hit points total as you cast sleep. Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Well,
nothing happens.
As Edgius, shouts like "bad hippo," and he's gonna be like, "Sleep now, relax." And as nothing happens, he's gonna be like, "Oh shit, bad hippo," and he's gonna just run. I'll just run. Oh, that's the marker. Let me grab this guy.
The opportunity attack will miss.
He's gonna run behind Callum
9.
and say, "I see fucking hippo! I told you, look, there's a fucking hippo!" And that'll be the end of my turn. Oh, I'll cast Bardic Inspiration on Callum with my "that's a fucking hippo."
Nice. Let's find my teeny tiny d6.
Why do I have the idea of Jack Sparrow hiding behind someone, and that's Edgius right now?
Yeah, I was thinking the Jack Sparrow run as he was running.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Nailed
Teeny
it.
tiny
Dead on.
d6.
Wow.
Perfect. Yes.
Very
Callum.
good. As Edgius comes running out, going Sparrow, hippos. We are going over to. Oh fuck me.
They called the Monkey Jack. I don't think that Jules done a nature check on these yet. Can she?
Yep. First check's free.
Sure. Wicked. Fucking brilliant. Wasted a fucking natural 20 on that.
It's a giant boar.
Well, Edgius, these are not exactly hippos, more giant boar. And
No, that's a hippo, man. I'm telling you. I look at the tooths. Look at its big tooths.
yes, and now we have to kill them. Well done. Is going to so. Oh dear, this is going to be fun. Okay. I take it that also these are sort of decent trees either side of this sort of thoroughfare between Giant Boar A and Ocelot.
Yeah, so this is a sort of pathway that if it comes through here, it will demolish this tree, for example.
Yeah.
But these are all quite big, large trees.
Yeah, okay. So remembering again what, the not really gone up against anything quite this size before, but has, remembers some of the teaching about going up against these things from her sisters,
Never dealt with a hog that big.
Yeah. Is don't go at one of these things head on. That's where they have the, the dangerous bits. So he's going to go 5, 10, 15, and then using whatever is underneath here. So underneath, like the tree bits, is going to go 15, 20. Sorry, hang on a minute. Where was I? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 30, but basically what it's going to do is kind of run and push off against the tree trunks each time, and then it's going to go into the side of the giant boar with the short
Nice.
sword.
I like it. Proper bounding, panther-like.
Yeah.
Latches onto a tree and pounces off.
And at the last moment, pulls out that short sword and attempts to attack. Now, can't have got anything else really on that one. There's no advantage at all because of the movement. So we will just see if a 18 hits.
18 does hit.
Cool.
Not wearing armour, it's just their skin.
Yeah, but again, there's no sneak attack or anything to that, is there?
No.
No. So that will be 6 points of piercing damage.
6 points of piercing damage. As you just sort of pounce off the tree and drive that short sword in, there's just
and I'm going to disengage and use the feline agility to be able to then double my movement, and will, difficult to do on this map, but let's say move,
climb the tree.
yeah, 5 foot away, but then 5 foot up in the tree, or however high she can get in that tree. Love it. And then she will shout back, stay away from their front. They are dangerous there. That's about it.
Lex.
Hey, so I will see D starting to come around to try and flank us, and I will straight away, almost instinctually, just palm out to the right and fire a chromatic orb at it. But because it's instinct, it will come out as poison damage, sort of by default.
Nice.
Yep. I love that.
So, with a 13 to hit.
Just hits.
3d8. 3d8. Why can I never find a fucking d8 when I want one?
Double-sided pyramid. Yep, smooth.
Yeah, that's 16 poison damage.
16 points of poison damage. I'm going to give you a tip. If they're bouncing out of the dice tower, turn it round so the bigger side is facing out.
Haha. Thank you. Can't think
go.
of the name now.
So 16 points of poison damage, you said, yes?
Yes, to D.
And it's almost like this bubble just shoots towards D and then explodes in this poisonous gas sphere around it. And you can sort of hear this grunting and coughing and... because, yeah, that's going to be the noises for these animals tonight. Yeah, crack on.
And
Movement.
I will...
Where else do you want to go?
I'll move up to where Aegeus and Calamar, and I always forget to say, obviously Cog gets a go after me. He's not stupid, and he's only a bowling ball, so he's not.
Last time he
He's
got
not gonna do
involved, he
anything.
died.
Yeah, last time he got involved in a fight, he died. So
Cog's just holding onto your shoulder for dear life, just like...
yeah. So Bodhi, for your amusement, I thought I'll get Cog involved in the fight, so I made him do like a face eater from Alien. I made him attach himself to someone's face, and they pretty much just pulled him off, pulled him on the floor, stomped on him, and he was dead. I was like,
Jesus. Well, that's how that goes.
yeah, absolute fail.
DM took no mercy on the companion at that point.
Luckily, I had some
the only
spare
way.
AA batteries, so it was fine after that.
WD-40, you're
Very
all
good. Anything else on your turn, Lex?
That is it, thank you.
Excellent. We are then back up to Callum, who is just going to go, for fuck's sake, Edgius, and is going to step to there. And Callum is going to bonus action. Is he? Is he? Yeah, bonus action Hex A. Come on, give me the Hex token. Oh, it is. Put a Hex on A, and then with his action is just going to fire out 2 Eldritch Blasts. Which is going to be... Get out of the tower. What is that? 14 with the first one. And less with the second. 13. So both of them hit just. D10. Need a D10. There we go. So, oh great, a 1. So that's 6 and 15 max damage. So 21 points of damage to A with those 2 Eldritch Blasts. So A is now bloodied as well. Very good. It is then A's turn. A's not happy. So A is going to charge. It's going to go 5. Oh, where was I? I was there. 5, 10, 15. Still hasn't got enough room to charge, but is going to move straight up towards Callum and is then going to try and shank him with the tusks. That dice didn't fit down the tower, so let's go with that one. That is a 22 to hit on Callum. Don't think he's got any silly reactions that he can take. Oh, no, he will silvery barbs the shit out of that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which is less. That is then a 10 plus 5. That's a 15. It is still going to hit. So it's a waste of silvery barbs. Here's 15. So that's 2d6. It's going to be 14 points of damage to Callum.
Ouch.
B then is going to go 5, 10, 15. Is going to start scrabbling at the bottom of this tree up towards where you are, Jewel. C is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. D is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 to there, and is going to charge at you, Lex. Just... You've thrown poison at it, it's not happy. It's a charge in.
Gosh.
Tusk attack. It's a bag of shit. That's a 7 to hit.
Nope. Like
So
a
the
matador,
moment where
you
it
just
just
go
comes
through the flag of my coat.
It comes thundering at you. And stumbles as you lift up your coat and just spin out of the way and just face plants the floor and slides along before it stands back up. That will be its go. Edgius.
Edgius, now feeling a little bit bad. Not quite sure why he's feeling bad, but definitely just feeling an air of guilt at the moment. And he's going to just cast Firebolt on the one that came towards Lex. That's a 22
Yeah,
to hit. Cool, beautiful. It's 2d10.
That was one hell of a roll.
It was a 15, but I have a +7 to my Firebolt.
Nice.
Oh,
That is going to be 14 points of fire damage as Edgius just absolutely rips out a gorgeous cord and a Firebolt just shoots out the end of his loot.
Nice. It is a proper death metal chord as well. His flame just bursts out and splashes over this giant boar, and you can see the fur is smoking and singed part of the tusk is burned away and sort of blackened. One of the eyes is just sort of burned and scarred over now, just bubbled flesh at this point. As this creature's not looking great.
Aegis is gonna say, "I'm sorry, Hippo," and run this way and be like, I'll spread out, and just start running that way. And yeah, that'll be the end of my turn.
Very good. Jewel, you have a boar literally scrabbling up the tree to try and get to you. You are technically flanking A. You're muted as well, mate.
I will jump down to A, avoiding the tusks of B. And yeah, so we'll basically land on the back of the giant boar and attack again.
Make me an acrobatics check, please.
Fucking brilliant.
Are we going to have a
Ride it.
rodeo situation?
Ride it.
Acrobatics. Rolled like dog shit, but it's a 14.
14 will be enough as you just sort of fly down, not fly, but you just let go of this tree and just...
And that hits. Yeah, it's natural 17, 23 to hit.
Yeah, that's going to hit.
So that will be with then 3d6 because I'm it's engaged with Callum.
It's engaged with Callum.
So total of, oh wow, lots of twos there. 14 points of piercing damage to A.
14 points of piercing damage. Did you land on the back of this creature and bring... I'm assuming this is still the short sword.
Short sword, yeah.
Just use your momentum to shove this short sword in, and you feel something snap. And the creature goes limp suddenly, but is still sort of scrabbling around, even though you reckon you've gone through part of the spinal column here, and you can see the back legs are just splayed out at this point, just not moving. The front legs are still pouring away. Grunts, snarls, screams. Very good.
Seeing seeing it kind of trapped in this sort of space, not knowing there's not a lot of room either side for giant ball B to get past, will use my remaining movement to yeah, if I can get next to Callum, I'm guessing it's used some of my movement to jump down. Jump down onto A, by any chance?
It would have been 15 feet of movement.
Yeah, so I would have...
Because you succeeded on the acrobatic check, I've not have you take any fall damage for that one.
So I believe that I will be able to get to, I think, basically there.
15, 20, 25, 30, yep.
And use... Can't really even disengage. Unless I would have needed to disengage away from Giant Ball B, because I'm guessing I probably would have.
You will, unless you wish to take an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, no, I'll bonus action disengage.
Cool. Very
Cool.
good.
That's my go.
And you spin around to that point, and with that, we are then over to Lex.
Well, if you said it landed on its face as it missed me, does that mean it's prone?
I'll allow it.
Fucking A. So if I was to do like a touch spell, I'd get advantage on it, right?
It's a melee attack.
Happy days. So as it lands, slides just in front of me, I'll just put my hand on the back of its neck and cast Shocking Grasp with... Oh, best I got was a 22 to hit.
The best you got was a 22.
Yeah, I was hoping for a 20, wasn't I?
Fucking hell.
Bug zapper, fucking
Natural
hands
20
coming
and this
in
ball
handy.
would have exploded.
So that's 13 lightning damage to that.
Holy shit, that had 12 hit points left. Yes.
So, you know,
Love
like when
it.
you see people die in the electric chair, and they kind of just shake and teeth are chattering, and then it'll just go limp.
This is the moment you just reach down and this board just and then just flatlines. It's out. Anything else on your turn?
I mean, at least it's cooked.
Partially.
It smells good.
It does smell good, actually. There's a distinct smell of bacon in the air.
And then,
Bacon.
as they, I won't be able to see C, will I?
No, it's the other side of the trees.
Because I was thinking Lex would think they try to flank us, I'll try and flank them, and I'll start heading towards that way. But Danny knows, sees
Well, there
around
you
the
go
corner.
But
5,
Lex
10,
doesn't know.
15, 20, 25, 30. I'll commit to my initial idea. Lex thinks, I've got a cunning plan. I'll flank them.
It involves a spoon.
Very good.
Going down.
So, as that goes, then it's then Callum again. So immediately A is going to take 5 points of psychic damage, which is enough. You just see the eyes of Giant Boar A just roll back into its skull as blood begins to pour from the nose and the ears, and just it's gone. So he's going to move his hex to B.
Or not to be.
Now there is still, I'm going to put just a marker here. Not that big, fuck me.
Of a dead
Just a
ball.
marker there to show that there is still a body there, which puts that as difficult terrain, basically. In fact, let's just dump one over here as well, which is where that one died. Callum then is going to sort of peer round this creature's body and just fire off 2 Eldritch Blasts at Giant Boar B. First one is, that's not a natural 1, that's a 7. I should really remember Callum's stats at this point. So that's a 15 to hit. First one's going to hit. The second one's going to hit with an 18. So 8 plus 10, 18 points of force damage on Giant Boar B. 18. There's just these 2 literal forceful blasts just emanate from his hand, pinkish in nature. And he will have bonus action moved his hex to B. Hexed. Get hexed. A's dead. B then is going to charge. 5, 10, 15 to there. Is going to just literally pounce on top of his fallen comrade, and is there and is going to try and tusk attack. Ooh. Where's my D4? Because I ain't got a coin. Fucking D4s I've had in this house. Callum. That's a 23 to hit. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points of slashing damage to Callum as these tusks just tear into him. And you just hear like him go, "Oh, you fucking giant bastard pig!" C then is going to come just 5, 10, 15 and surprise the shit out of you, Lex, as it just emerges from behind the tree. And is going to tusk attack you. That is an 11 to hit.
Oh, gears! Reaction shield, because that is my armor class. As the Tetris blocks
The
fall down to
Tetris shield,
fuck you up.
Absolutely. And the tusks just ding, and you can see they push against this Tetris-like mesh that forms in front of you, but to no avail. That will be C's go, and we are back to Aegeus, who's gone running up to the north, just like, "Ah!"
Aegeus is gonna, as he looks back to Jewel and those guys, he's gonna start making his way in this way. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to be shouting to Jewel. He's going to be like, "Diamond formation! Diamond formation!" as he runs around the back. When he gets to the backside, he's then going to, from his side, whip out his essentially his pan flute that he begins kind of like unfolding as he's running, and then unsheaths it, revealing a thin rapier. He's gonna rush forward, and I'm gonna do a mobile slash on this guy. So give me an extra 10 feet of movement, and then I'm gonna attack that guy.
I've just removed the hex because I realised the bonus action was actually to cause damage to the other creature, and he couldn't then move the hex, so.
Oh, okay.
So you crack on.
Nice. Okay, so that's 14 to hit.
14 will hit.
Oh, actually, it's way more than that. My apologies. That's yeah, it already hits. Never mind. Cool. And then damage. Let's do that. So that's 11 points of piercing damage as Edgius comes up behind him and just kind of lunges in, almost like Matador-like, trying to skewer, behind the ears, to kind of that like soft spot on the neck, basically. And he's gonna say, "I'm so sorry, Cedric Piggery," as he stabs him in the neck, and then I'm going to move to an unoccupied space within 5 feet, I believe. Move your action up to your walking speed to an occupied space within 5 feet of the target. Yeah, I believe I can move away then without causing an opportunity attack. So I'm gonna come back over here.
Very good.
Bye, Cedric.
Thank you for that absolute gem as well. That's definitely going on the socials. So that pig is now bloodied as Edius just dances up behind it, stabs in, pulls, and then dances away. And with that, we are then around to Jewel.
Okay.
I'm going to say at this point the tusks are still slightly embedded into Callum.
Yeah.
And he'll just be looking at you. Are you going to fucking do anything or not?
He's got some pork on his pork sword.
Yeah, so Jules going to go more for an action to try and get it to also retreat its tusks, to help Callum, and so we'll go for a slice at the sort of the front leg closest to Jewel. So that is going to be I misses with a 10.
Does miss. As you go to swipe that front leg, the pig's just going to shake as Callum gets sort of shook around, and a little bit of intestine begins to sort of like poke out a little bit. As Callum just holds onto the tusks like a scene out of fucking Jaws. And you whiff past.
But he's going... it's not going to do anything at all. But he's going to go... Malt! And then just kind of try and jump on top of the giant boar again to try and, again, like, pull its mane and to, like, rear its head away from Callum. So we'll move to essentially there.
Make me an acrobatics or athletics check then, please.
It'll be an acrobatics check for 19.
You manage to land on top and just sort of steady yourself as this boar is just shaking Callum around.
Yeah. I hope I have his attention now. And that's about it.
Lex.
Considering this boar just came out of nowhere, now I'm caught aghast. I'm going to have to do Shocking Grasp again directly to its face. But I will use my 2 sorcery points to quicken the spell and make that a bonus action instead of an action.
Very good.
Ooh,
So
nice.
19 to hit. That'll do you.
19 will hit.
With 11 points of lightning damage
11 points.
to the face.
So there's just that panic motions of as again the boar connects and just and if anybody clips that, I'm going to kill you.
Oh, you've said it now.
Yeah, it's done. It's happened.
Shit.
And then
Anything else on your turn, Lex?
and then I will strategically retreat. 5, 10, 15, 20 to there. Obviously, I'll take an opportunity attack.
Which will be a 12 to hit.
And I will reaction shield again, 'cause we're on a new round, aren't we?
Very good.
Oh, it looks so good.
Fucking love that effect.
And then, seeing Callum looking a little bit worse for wear, I will use my feat that I haven't used yet, which I kind of forgot I had until I reread my character sheet. Read your character sheets, people. As I am a bastion of law, I can put a ward around Callum to protect him, and it will give him some d8s to subtract from any damage he may take.
Nice.
So I will
Very good.
use 3 sorcery points to give him 3 d8s. So he can expend any number of those on a turn, so 1 each turn or all 3 to reduce the damage taken. But obviously, as it's what you'll just see like cogs and gears and almost like a Meccano build up like a shell around Callum as a protective layer, almost like mechanical scales. As like snake scales for me,
I'm
but they're like
assuming
mechanical
that's
for
a
him.
free action for Lex, yes?
So it's as an action, which is why I did my cantrip as a bonus action, so I could do it as an action.
Very good. Very good.
Like a
Excellent.
pro.
Like a bowls. It is then Callum's go, who is just going to look down with these 2 tusks just in his stomach, look down towards Lex. Thank you, darling. Let's take care of this one, shall we? And Callum is going to... What the fuck is Callum going to do? He's going to have to take out that bone-toothed dagger that he's got, a big dragon tooth, and is just going to try and stab into the face of this giant boar. That's decent enough. That is a 22 to hit. And again, I've lost my d4s. So what is that? That's
The number of
plus
D4s I've had in
9.
this house.
Exactly. So max damage on the d4. That is 7 points of piercing damage plus an additional 2 points of acid damage.
Oof.
So what did I say? 9 points of damage to B. And you can see as the tooth stabs in, it's almost like this dark, almost like the dark vein effect just appears as clearly this acid or poison just emanates through the body and dissipates through the bloodstream. B not looking good. That will be Callum's go. It is then B's go, and B is just going to shake again, but that will be a second tusk attack against Callum. That is an 11, which does not...
How can it miss?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a case of because they're already impaled, Callum just holds on and it doesn't do any additional damage.
Jewel is grabbing
that will
on
be
the
B's go.
fur at the back, like.
Sticking fingers in its ears.
Yeah.
C then is going to continue charging around. 5, 10, 15. I will say 20 to there, and is then going to use its charge attack.
I'm going to take one at the arsenal.
Fuck my life. It's a 9, so it misses.
Fucking Matador again.
Thank fuck for that. He gets
For
confused
you
by
again,
my
just
billowing
spin.
trench coat.
Hundley.
Your billowing, tattered trench coat at this point. And
going to
then
a
we are over
tailor,
to
aren't I?
Edge's Bones.
Cool. No doubt. Edgeus is gonna be like, Edgeus is gonna be like, I'm coming, Jewel, and is gonna rush and try and like grab the back legs of the hog and try and like pull it away from like Callum, like try and like separate it from everything and try and, you know, assist Jewel in reversing this thing away
and exactly
from
where is
Callum.
Eddie's going to end up in this particular situation here?
Yeah. So here's what I've got in my head: is you've just grabbed the back end of a giant pig, which means your face is arsehole.
Yeah. Well, hey, look. I'm trying to just
Luckily,
break
he's
its
not got a
leg,
nose.
break its powers. I'm just here helping my friend, and if that means staring at a butt, then man, I'm staring at a butt.
Does Eddie's just hear, are you alright down there, Eddie's?
There you go. That's a more appropriate placement. There you go.
You should have took your arm
Absolutely.
off and then using your other arm to shove it up the boar's ass. That's what you should have done.
Do you know what? That's a great point. That's a great point.
I mean, it would definitely, you know, distract it from Callum, that's for sure.
That's how you get like
100.
a pit bull off you if it's biting you. You put your finger in
yeah.
its ass and it gets rid of the lockjaw.
There you go. So, yeah, I'll be pulling on tail, pulling on legs, doing whatever I can do, get this thing off me. GM, I don't know if that affects anything.
Make me a strength check, please.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
say assisted, because Jewel is on top of this fucking thing.
Amazing.
It's a sound idea. It's just really comical to imagine in your head.
Well, that is a 6.
Oh,
6. You are basically holding on to these very muscular, rear, giant boar legs, and it is just tail up, face in the arsehole, just like,
I can just imagine a group of hunters have walked past this situation and gone, the fuck is going on? And have carried on walking. As there is this skeleton, you know, head deep in the back of a giant boar. Callum is wailing around and there is a cat on top of it.
I assume we're counting that as my action.
as it was a check, I always say the first check is free. So I will allow you to then sort of, once you've got your face in the arsehole and you're just like, this is clearly not working.
This is a
and
rather
pull
shit
back.
plan.
I'm going to pop out and be like, it seemed that wasn't
On the
doing
whole,
anything.
not very good.
Exactly, right. It was, you know, almost there. Okay, cool. I will then just take my rapier and I'll just try and cut its tail off. Fuck it. That's
nice.
That's my second,
Sure.
that's my second decision.
That is... if you miss.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's a fucking 10.
Oh,
It's a
man.
fucking 10.
Bit of shit in your eye socket. That's got to be brilliant.
Oh.
Yeah, just there, just sort of fucking grabs the tail, loses the tail, and Edgeus is just there contemplating life's choices.
And Edgeus
amazing.
is just gonna say "fuck my life" as he's going to just take a step back. I guess you can give me an opportunity attack, and I'll be like, oh, I'm coming back in, Jewel, in a second. Diamond formation.
It's exactly what I'd expect. It was a 2 on the dice, which is going to fail because this boar just has no fucking clue what is going on. It's just been violated. It's had to have attempted its tail cut off. It's got a fucking tabaxi on its back. A bloody fey-touched human in front of it, just attached to its tusks. Yeah, this is not how the boar saw this day going. But with that, we are then over to Jewel.
Poor hippo.
I
Okay.
forgot about my bardic inspo as well. I need to remember that.
Yeah, Callum, get off those tusks.
Okay, it is a 14 to hit with the defender sword.
Just
What?
stabbing
Yeah,
him.
what Joel will do is like, Edgius, I don't know what you mean by diamond, and then we'll just jump up and then try and use as much force as possible. Just slam this sword straight into the back again.
Kind of like the people's elbow, but with a blade. Just
Kind of, yeah.
Ching.
So that is 17 points of piercing damage, because that's with sneak attack, because Callum's still there.
Yes. So as you sort of launch up and again, you manage to just blade straight through the spinal column, and this creature just goes limp and slumps to the floor, at which point Callum just sort of slumps off and rolls off the tusks and just lays on the floor holding his stomach like, fuck my life. But that is B out of the equation. So there are two boars literally on top of each other right now. Just
Jewel?
both of them, spinal columns totally fucked.
Jewel will slide off the back of that one that's just, like rode that one to the floor almost, and then slides off the back to Edgius and just goes, seriously, Diamond, what are you talking about?
Diamond! Edgius is gonna hold up bone hands. Diamond!
Just have this very quick argument between the two of us. But I was over here. What do you want me to do?
Fantastic. Lex, over to you, sir.
Noticing this fucking boar has come up behind me again, I'm getting quite frustrated with it now. So I will just turn around and be like, why won't you die? And I'll kind of uppercut it with a shocking grasp.
Nice. Nice. That's fucking sick.
Bacon everywhere at the moment.
With a
We're
21
eating
to
so
hit.
well.
And that's only 7 lightning damage. Only 7.
I mean, you do hit into the bulkiest part of the boar, so even though it's a good solid hit, it's just and sort of the bone tends to, and then the tusks just take the majority of it, and this boar's just going to sort of shake it off, see its comrades around it all smoking, bloodied, and dead. Yeah, this thing's fucking angry right now. Anything else on your turn?
Panic. Sheer bloody panic.
That was a cantrip. That was a cantrip, so I can do a spell, technically, can't I?
You can do a leveled spell, providing it's a bonus action.
I can make it a bonus action.
Exactly.
Oh, shit. Spend those sorcery points.
Spaffing these.
Oh no, it's not
for
going to
breakfast.
understand me. I was going to use suggestion and just tell it to fuck off, but it won't understand me.
I love
So,
the idea of Lex
I-
just standing there casting the spell. Fuck off.
So I will use my sorcery points to make it a quicken spell so make it a bonus action, and I've had enough. I'm fucking lightning bolting it. It's overkill, but I want to get rid of it. So I'll just
Jesus.
shocking grasp didn't work, so I'll just go with a thunderous hand, and then I'll just be like, fuck it. Next 14, have some of that.
Okay. I shit you not, I have just rolled a natural 20.
You fucking joking? That's half damage
No,
anyway, it's half
I have
damage,
rolled,
alright.
rolled a natural 20, so it's half damage. So it's quarter damage, actually, because it's a critical save.
2,
As per our homebrewed rules.
14. Oh, after all that, it's only 5 points of lightning damage. I've got 20 lightning damage. Caught is
5
5
points of lightning damage.
What a
You
waste
piss
of
this
time.
boar off, and you just
You
and the
keep
boar just
static
sort of
shocking it, and he's like, "Fuck."
just ducks to the side. It's already taken a lot of electricity. It's a bit like, fucking no more of this. Data, that was an absolutely perfect quote that I now have running through my head. I said, "Good day, boar." Oh, well, all right, good day, sir.
I was going to say, Lex would never say
Fantastic.
"fuck off." It would be, "Would you mind awfully heading in another direction?"
I bid you adieu.
I said good day.
Canned it.
Brilliant.
Fucking a
My
Christmas
shocking grasp
carol
should be a
happening right here
slap
on the
with a glove,
battlefield.
shouldn't it? That's what I should. That's what I should do.
Nice.
Oh,
Put on some
amazing.
big
Lex,
rings.
I'm going to assume
Like,
that's your go.
Fucking crying here.
Yes,
Yeah.
I will stay in its way, seeing Callum is an easy target, so I'll stay between Callum and the boar.
Well, it is Callum up next, and Callum's just going to sort of stumble to his feet and then move across and just say, "Do you need a hand, Lex?" And just 2 Eldritch Blasts again. First one is going to hit. Second one is a natural 1, so absolutely fucking misses. Which probably makes sense considering Callum's just been skewered. So that will be...
I'm not doing very well.
1d10. That
I'm
jumped
seriously
out.
struggling
Roll
to
that
fight
again.
some boar.
Yeah. We have had some shit rolls, though, to be fair.
We have had some shit rolls.
That will be a total of 8 points of force damage against this boar.
In front of a boar and missed.
Well, the fact that from
And Callum's just gonna put
8d6
his-
I get 5 damage, that's really depressing.
Yeah. Callum's
less
just going to
than
put his
one
hands on his knees and just be there
each
like, "This is not going how today. I thought it would."
A for effort, buddy. A for effort.
It is then the boar's go, and the boar is just going to fucking tusk attack Lex. That's a shit roll. That is a 3 for an 8 total.
Oh my god. This is
Suck a
bull-
dick.
Lex is
So
Suck my dick.
it's tired.
incredible.
It's been scorched, shocked, fucking stabbed, hit, kicked, slapped. This boar's pretty pissed off, but still fucking going. And then we are over to Edgius. Edgius, you've got a line of people and dead boar and all sorts before you get to this creature. So what do you want to do?
As Jules is kind of in front of me, I'm like, one second, I'm gonna like push Jules to one side and just run past Jules. I'm gonna run and I'm gonna slap Callum on the ass as I cast Cure Wounds on him. As he's bent over and hunched
Nice.
over at the moment. Let me just work out. I think that's how many D8 is that?
Shoot you, sir.
He's healed 1d4, but also takes 1d4 force damage.
So that's 7. That's 11 points of healing for Callum.
Nice.
As Edgius is gonna run up past Callum. Oh god, that's the red thing.
Yeah, ignore that.
To Lex, and is gonna say, I think fire works a bit better, and I'm gonna cast Firebolt again at this little douche. Oh wait,
Nice.
no, actually, Cure Wounds. No, Cure Wounds is an action. My apologies. I'm not gonna do that at all. I lied. I'm gonna come up to Lex and be like, "This is gonna be the one. Hit him with the electric again, and I'll give you Bardic Inspiration."
Pep talk, that's all I needed.
But it's in tune and with a melody. Ding,
Exactly.
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, not that one. Excellent. Anything else on your turn, Edge?
No, just a sense of shame and pain.
And the smell of shit.
Multiple things are currently bringing Edgius. He's now trying to bounce back after a rough start to the day, and he's just trying to bounce back at this point.
And Edge is giving his own internal pep talk of like, look, it's okay, we've started shit, but we're gonna smash this day.
I think
Jewel.
I think he's going. I think he's just going. Shit, man. I fucked up. Shit, like Callum's been skewered. He's just feeling really bad. He's feeling bad.
That's okay. That's okay. I feel bad for Edgius, personally. Jewel, on to you.
She will see Edgius run past towards this other boar, see everyone else, and be like, "Oh, I think we should just all go back to bed." But we'll turn around and we'll use the mound of dead boar to jump up onto them, leap off them as she does over Callum, but will misty step. So there's this black phantom smoke that she and she will appear right next to Lex, but in motion, and will just stab straight into Giant Boar C.
It's like a Nightcrawler move.
Yeah.
Love it.
For a 21 to hit.
It needs to be better than 12. Yeah, we're good.
21 to hit. Lex is next to me, so I get all of those.
Sneak attack as well.
Yeah, so that is 16 points of piercing damage.
Jewel, how would you like
Yes.
to kill this creature?
Yeah.
So
It was a cool way to do it as well.
I was going to say the jump, the Nightcrawler move, basically appears mere feet before it, dagger out and straight in. It basically hasn't hit the floor yet, just is straight in with the dagger, and it's through the side of the neck. And so when she then she almost goes hilt deep with the sword straight into the neck and lands on the side of this boar as it then just rocks and just falls forwards, and she stays on top of it.
Love it. So everybody just sees Jewel launch above as Callum just looks over the top like, what the fuck? Sink. And the board just falls over. And I imagine Jewel just pulls the dagger free, sort of wipes it on the boar, puts it into a sheath.
Yeah,
Callum's just going to sit there and
turns
just be
back
like,
turns back to the rest of them and going, they were just defending their territory, but we would have been their breakfast. Speaking of
in our defense, I think we should make them breakfast now.
yes, it hopefully will be a better start to the day than what just happened.
And we are out of combat, folks.
And just so you know, that Bastion of Law that I did on Callum actually lasts until I complete a long rest
Ooh, beauty.
or use the feature
Nice.
again.
So Callum still has Bardic Inspiration and Bastion of Law currently.
Nice.
A stillness takes over and you can hear just the sound of the babbling stream now, which has not been spoiled. You've not killed any creatures in the stream, so they're not blood and guts pouring down the water feature. Is there anything anybody would like to do?
Well, considering we're having a chat about, rations, Jewel would like to attempt to take some meat.
Okay, make me a survival check then, please.
I've got fuckloads of rations in my inventory,
Dirty
which
20.
makes me think I haven't ticked some off.
I think that's the likely suspect.
Yeah.
13, you say?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You managed to take off the tusks and sort of pocket those off one of these boar, and you then manage to sort of carve into, and you channel your sister a little bit at this point, and carve off some of the haunch and some of the select bits of meat. Now you've got no way of preserving this currently, so it'll only last a day or two before it starts to spoil, but you do have some fresh meat and you begin to sort of slice some of the thin bits into bacon and
Yes,
take
well,
little bits
so-
of different cuts.
Jill will try and take basically some more skin than the meats that are there, so she can just sort of wrap it round, cover it, so that they can then cook it tonight. So it will hopefully last till tonight.
Excellent.
Edgius feeling just like just kind of overwhelming amounts of guilt as he realizes for like the first time in his journey since Cavan left that he's, you know, he hasn't done this type of shit for a while. You know, he you know, typically travels around dealing with small little like who did what's and where's my cat kind of thing, as well as playing music. And this kind of just feels, you know, old to him. This doesn't feel natural as much as it once did. So just feeling how he's feeling, he's going to go over to Callum and kind of be like, 1 second. And he's going to crack his knuckles as I'm going to spend 2 sorcery points to give myself back a first level spell slot. And then I'm going to cast Cure Wounds again on Callum and give him a bit more HP, hopefully. So that's going to be 8 points of healing for Callum as Edgius. He's going to kind of place his bone palm over the boar wound, and almost like shadowy smoke begins kind of rippling out from the knuckle that he cracked as he begins kind of chanting an incantation that almost sounds kind of like almost like Indian kind of like prayer call almost. And he'll heal Callum and then just quietly kind of begin packing up gear that was kind of left before this all started and just kind of quietly get on with things.
And as you sort of place that bony palm over Callum, and Callum's just going to sort of sit back and lean against his palms and sees what you're doing. And there's just bruising left at this point, as Callum is only 4 points off full. And he's just going to look at you and say, "Thank you, darling. Thank you." And he's going to sort of kiss his palm and not slap you, but tap you on the side of the head like, "We did well. Wild beasts, unpredictable."
Well, yeah, it was my fault, but yeah, I'm sorry.
No, darling, don't, please, no, don't. We've all, listen, I got you all into shit about the Fae. Wild boars
That's
attacking.
true, we did do that.
Nobody's going to predict that kind of crap happening out in the wilds. This stuff happens. It's not on you, it's on all of us. Look, he was out there just fucking meditating, not doing anything. And missed with a fucking lightning bolt. Like, didn't even fry the bastard thing. So we're all to blame today. Let's just move on.
Well,
and
I
start
thought
the
we
next
were
day.
going for a collective non-blaming situation, but you've started pointing a lot of fingers there. All of a sudden.
Edgius, you, like I said, you have to remember, we strolled into their home, not intentionally, but the only thing that we were going to do is either run away, and I say this with the best and deepest respect of all of us, we will have all been trampled by these. They are much quicker than us. It was kill or be killed. It is unfortunate, but it is also nature. It is unfortunately natural selection. I am not so good with the nature as I said before with my sister. I know it feels bad, but it is what happens. It is what happens daily in these forests. I know it feels bad.
He's going to point to the half-carved carcass that Jewel has left as they've stood up to join the conversation. And he's like, I wasn't so much worried about them as, I guess, you know, I guess I'll just try and be more quiet going forward. I like, we maybe could have avoided them or something like that. It felt, and did you, I mean, you guys didn't see what happened. You didn't see my head. Did you? You didn't see me go in its ass.
There's a
did
slight
you?
brown smudge just on the skull.
I noticed how close you got.
I can see you put some battle paint on your face. Is that
Edgius
that a custom?
embarrassingly just quickly begins like wiping off, grabs like a big leaf from the ground and starts wiping his head. He's like, oh, I don't know what happened. I was making bad decisions. Usually when Cavan's here,
It
I'm
looked
just
very
a little bit
heroic,
more,
darling.
Well, I mean, you were gored. It was inside of you, Callum.
And my knight in ivory armor tried to grab the rear of this beast, and larger than him tried to pull it off me. There's nothing more heroic than that story.
Yes, I'm sure you'll be able to make songs and tales that will make this sound far grander than it actually was.
Think of it as
And we are the only ones
inspiration for
to
your
know
next song.
that it was an accident at breakfast. Maybe that's what you should call it.
Maybe Edgy is feeling a little bit brighter that the group are kind of rallying around him, but still feeling this sense of like, I need to just get a little bit more serious up in here. But with the group kind of feeling him, he's like, that might be a good name for like an album. If you know, when we travel as the detective agents, you know, we could release, you know, like music and people, you know, maybe, you know, I've heard that there's certain devices that you can, you know, capture sound in, and we could possibly, you know, sell. I like the name of the anyway. I'm gonna pack up the tents. You guys finish up with the boars. Callum, do you wanna come give me a hand with the tents?
Absolutely, darling.
And I'll just
Callum's
say
going to
to
sort of
Jewel,
stand up, wipe his stomach off, and as Edgius just walks away, he's just going to sort of pat you on the backside. Let's go do this,
it
darling.
might be nice to have a theme tune to go with our business, you know, to help sell it.
Well, yes. I am all for you know, creating the right letters, but I think Edgius is the one to speak about that.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Speaking of which, before we do, or before we speak to anyone official at Dryad's Gate, maybe I will need to wait to get there. May need some materials. We will need to make this look more official. Maybe a crest or a stamp, a seal, a wax seal. So let's just keep that in mind. Let us not go straight to anyone important. Let's just.
Well, I want to go to the tailor first because I can't be taken seriously with this tatty robe.
Yes, that board did a number on your tailcoats. That is quite horrible. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I think is at this point, after the amount of battles that you've all been through, even Jewel looking down at the leather armor is a bit like, yeah, we could do with smartening up a little bit.
Especially if we are going to be taken seriously as a Planar Detective Agency, I think a change of uniform is in order for certainly me.
As Jules says, Planar Detective Agency, Edgius is walking past carrying some of the gear and goes, ba 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 ba. I'm loving it. No, I don't know. I was just trying one off the top of my head. I don't know. It wasn't. It didn't feel good in the moment. I'm sorry. And he's just gonna keep walking with the gear and putting it in the pile where he's piling things up at the moment.
We will get there.
Well, it's better than
It
thinking
was a
you're
good
looking
melody.
Should have gone for KFC.
We are not going for every little helps. I'm sorry, but draw the line.
Look, stop making penis jokes. I can't help it. All right.
At least you have your trousers on for this occasion.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes, we were
shocked.
lucky. We were lucky.
Little Callum was lucky.
Well, at least it hit the Yes. Just the intestine area, we're all good. Everything's packed back in. Apparently it has like its own intelligence and it knows which ways to sit, when things happen and doctors or surgeons stuff back in, it all goes back to where it has to go.
This might be improper, but in an attempt to lighten the mood somewhat, as it's a little bit somber post-slaughter, as we're on the subject of phalluses, Callum, I've seen yours many a time. As you know, I have 2 phalluses myself. I'm assuming, Jewel, you don't have one at all, being the female of your species. Edgius,
you would happen to be correct.
Do you have any bone appendages that would constitute genitalia? Is this a good segue? Is this a good topic of conversation?
I was going to say let's fill our water skins, but apparently we are still on the phallic response here.
Jewel, Ed just gonna go look. I didn't want to have to show you this, but he's gonna turn around.
I didn't ask to see it. You could tell me.
Jewel immediately looks away.
He's gonna put his hand down his trousers and undo the zip and poke a bone finger through the zip and turn back around and be like, "Look, okay, it is what it is. Okay, look, are you happy now, Lex? We've all seen each other's dinglings. It's been an eventful couple of days.
I mean, if you like, Edgius, I could take the femur bone from one of these boars and we could just sort of glue it on."
Edgius looks at the size of the leg of the boar and goes,
"Longer than his femur."
Looks back at Callan. I'm sure my partners would enjoy it, but it's too much to weight bear. I like to be lightweight. I don't want to be I'm better at running if I don't carry a lot of weight on my bones. Not much muscle.
Well,
to
at
carry
least take it, and then you can carve it into the shape that you need.
Now that's a fucking good idea. That is why you are the brains of this operation.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how the first fantasy dildo was created.
And you will hear loads of clicks and whirs as Cog is telling me off about social protocols and he's trying to educate me about that's not the proper way. You shouldn't ask questions like that. And I'll just reply, I consider the mood officially lightened. Actually, I think that was a successful topic of conversation. And I'll go back to ignoring Cog and go back to talking to everyone else.
And the last thing Cog's going to say, which you understand, is, "You're all weird."
Dude, guy's a little dick.
He doesn't have a penis, I've checked.
Well, Cog, that's... Jewel, how many days away are we?
DM, how far away?
About 2.5 days away. Well, no, sorry, this is the 3rd morning, so technically you've got a full day and then 2.5 more days.
We are still a few days away. We shall be on the road for another 2, possibly 3 days. We could be up against...
It's a shame we couldn't have tamed the boar and rode them.
Jules almost
they
did.
Are very
there for
territorial. So yes, they would not have wanted
Maybe
to.
We could find wild horses. I've seen people use them.
No, that's not a bad point. Has anybody got it? Because I've seen this before with like druids and people that are in tune with this shit. Has anybody got any abilities that allow them to like commune with wild beasts or?
You do, Lex?
Maybe we should have started with this, Lex.
I can commune with wild animals as long as they're snakes.
Well, if we find snakes large enough for us to travel on them, I do not want to ever meet them in my entire life.
I second what Jules said.
I can
I'm
befriend
not a fan
snakes
of that either.
if it's helpful at any time.
I feel like I want to make a pun, but it's not the right moment.
Yes, we were on that phallic description earlier.
Well, I mean, are these woods native to wild horses like they are hippos and other bovine creatures?
I think horses are more... they prefer the plains more than forests, so I doubt we will see many.
Maybe we could get a moose or deer type creature.
Deer is more likely.
I mean,
possibly.
well, you know what? We're not far from mountains. A moose, elk, deer, not a bad shout.
Giant goat.
No one's gonna
I've heard
question
of
us on a moose.
unicorns in forests. Maybe that's just a Fey thing, but
Quite possibly a facing, that one.
I mean, imagine if we walked up to Dryad's Gate on fucking 4 giant ass mooses. Or is moosei?
Moose
Mooses?
is the plural of moose.
is it moose or meese?
Moose.
Or is it moosaka?
Meese?
Like it's a geese and goose. No, I had this the other day actually. It's the same as sheep. I had to Google it at work the other day. Obviously, I was being productive at work.
Love it.
Could you imagine, like,
Moosin'.
imagine we're like big, we're here for the elders, and look at my moose. People would be like, well, they clearly hear from the elders. Look at that moose.
That
You know?
sounds like a euphemism, I've got to be honest, Edges.
No, I just mean, like, could you imagine a giant moose walking into a town, and people would be like, damn, that guy tamed a moose. He must be, or was given a moose by someone very important.
Either that or what was in my drink last night. It is going to be either or.
So more of that Jew is a Jew.
Oh, well, yes.
What worries me is I think you guys are starting to affect me because these crazy ideas are starting to sound logical to me, and I don't know whether that's because you're making sense or I'm losing my mind.
All of the
It's
above, darling. All of
All
the
to
above.
play for. All to play for.
Yeah,
The thing,
that's
you
the
have
balance
to,
when you do it.
the thing you have to bear in mind, Lex, is how do you know that we are not figments of your imagination? Anyway, let's go.
Yep.
Joel just walks away with a smile.
Even
I'll be
Callum at
checking
that
out
point
with
is just
Cole.
going to go,
I'm now going to be checking with Cog to make sure he can see them, and Cog is real.
You actually have.
Callum starts pinching himself, just,
Edgius is going to pinch Callum as well. And be like,
ouch!
"He
Oh,
is-"
yes, okay, no, I'm going to take that as we're real, we're real.
Yep. I think
I'm going to go and play your ribs like yeah, you're still there.
Xylophone on the ribs.
That's it's a bit like an abacus as well, because he's got loads of rings that he slid on various ribs. So it's a bit like an abacus as you like spin it down.
One,
It like
2,
all
3.
the all the
That's how
rings
Edgius tracks
kind
his hit
of,
points.
Like a rainbow.
Exactly. I feel
Fucking
that
love it.
felt real.
Okay.
Very good. So we will say, for the sake of time and brevity, you spend the next 3.5 days traversing through the forests of Drymere. And it's not an
find
easy
moose?
journey. There's moments where you find... Everybody make me a nature check, please.
Oh,
Fucking cartoon.
oh, it's good. It's
21.
18.
18?
You said 21.
I got 21. I've rolled probably the best I could.
21?
I got a 18 as well.
I shit you not. Callum has just rolled an 18 on the die.
You heard it here first, folks.
There's a point where you all just sort of venturing through, and it's probably around like the 4th day in the afternoon, and you all look to your right, and there's just a fucking herd of moose. And you all just look at the moose, look at each other, look at the moose, look at each other, shrug, and just wander off. I'm going to ask everybody to make me animal handling checks, please. But
Oh,
because I
fuck.
love this idea, please do so with advantage.
Straight.
This is gonna be the dopest fucking slow motion squad roll up in history.
19.
Oh, 14. Balls.
15.
19, 15, 14, and a 13. Callum is the only one that spends time just sort of fucking running around like, Moose, come here, Moose. Moose, Moose, come here. And eventually just settles himself to saying, Edgius, would you mind if I just sort of ride with you?
And he's gonna be like, on old Jezebel here, and he's gonna slap the moose that Edgius had easily caught earlier by just feeding it a bit of bacon that they'd cooked from one of the other days that he'd kept in his sack. And he's gonna be like, "Oh, Jezebel, yeah," and he's gonna point to the ridiculously long back of the moose that he's currently sat on, and be like, "Yeah, hop on. There's definitely room for you, Cam. Just make sure. Actually, maybe face the opposite way to me, so you can watch our like six. You know, you can be like my bowman on the back."
I'm not very good with a bow, but I'll use my eyes at least.
Nice. Yeah. Well, yeah. But Bo was more of like a, you do your weird like thing that you shoot out at people. You know that like I don't know what you call it, but that thing, you do that. You don't have to use a bow.
It's just kind of like Fey arcane force stuff.
Do you have a name for it?
Well, it's eldritch in nature, so I suppose some sort of eldritch blast. I think that's probably the only apt name for it.
Well played.
Nice. That's sick. That's awesome.
Very good. So this is Jezebel. Jewel, what did you name your moose?
Oh, fuck.
I have not named mine yet, and to be fair, Callum, I am sure you would have done better if you were trying to tame a unicorn.
It's true.
I'm not sure if I feel better or worse.
Better. It was a compliment, I'm sure.
I will get back
Thank
to
you,
you on the
Edgius. Thank
name.
you. Thank you.
We shall see.
Lex, do you have a name for yours? We've got Jezebel here. She's a fine. She's a fine beast.
Yeah. Me and Cog have been thinking of a name for our friend here. Obviously, he's Cog. We've gone for the mechanical theme, so we're going to call him Nuts.
I am going to have to wait until the temperament of my moose has been. We find out until I name.
Yeah.
Why did you
Spot
call
on.
it
Jewel,
nuts?
make me a nature check, please.
I was torn between Nuts or Bolt, but I settled on Nuts. Yeah, Nuts
It's an
the
apt
moose.
name.
It's an 8. 8.
Fucking hell.
It's an 8. This moose is a little bit headstrong. You managed to tame them. With an 8, you're not sure whether it's male or female. You don't know the apt sort of ways to check. It's obvious,
Big
but
cock usually gives it
it's a
away.
case of it's obvious, but Jewel is just sort of a bit too sort of. I'm not looking underneath a moose's arse or between the legs. We're not going there. But this moose is just sort of like, you tell me what to do and I'm fucking doing it. And that's the temperament you get.
No name yet?
No name yet. Brilliant. So, you speed up the next day now on Mooseback, and manage to do the next leg
That's
of
a
the
good name
journey
for a rock
within
band.
a day.
Mooseback.
And you
Very good rock
arrive
band.
at this large Elvin, and you can see it from almost a mile away. The Elvin city of Dryad's Gate. It rises majestically from the very bosom of the ancient forest, and it's a testament to Elven artistry, but also nature's splendor. There are these structures of melded wood and stone weave that the stone that weaves seamlessly among the trees. Very much you get this feeling and this weight of history and magic. As you get closer, the air itself carries this gentle floral fragrance, and it's interspersed with the distant melodies of elven song. Bathed in this dappled sunlight that shines through the canopy of the forest. And as the sun begins to set on this 5th day, you can see that the city becomes illuminated by these soft glowing orbs that begin to light. And we have reached Dryad's Gate as a city. And that, my friends, is where we are going to leave episode 33, which has been a lot of fun. So thank you very much to everyone. That was awesome. Thank you, Data. Thank you, JK. Thank you, everybody that's interacted with us in the chat tonight. Thank you, everyone who's listening to this on the podcast, and everybody who's watching on YouTube as well. Please join us on our Discord channel, where there will be lots happening. As I say, I'm going to get involved in October, and if anybody else is getting involved, please, I will probably create a bit of a dedicated art channel for that. So I will post that, or well, I'll create that and I will post on social media. Please pay attention to the social media channels, and of course, please go and show our good, amazing friends at Home in the Dudes some love by following all their socials. Go and join their channels, go and drop onto their Discord server as well. Thank you very much, Bodhi, for joining us once again. This has been episode 33 of Multimagic Campaign 2. Welcome to the Planar Detective Agency. We will continue this campaign next week, but until then, we love you all, stay safe, and we will see you next time.